Hey you, yeah, you, the guy who's still deploying his infrastructure using CloudFormation. In this video, I'm going to show you how to deploy an API gateway using the AWS Cloud Development Kit. Hey, what's up? If you're new here, my name is Ryan. I'm an AWS certified solutions architect and developer, and my goal is to teach you modern serverless system design using AWS. This video is actually the second part in a series. The first one I showed how to build a Node.js Lambda function and deploy it using the AWS CDK. You can find that video linked up here. Let's go. All right, so we're going to import a couple things for this. The first thing we're going to do is import the Lambda REST API. We'll also import Lambda integration. This will allow us to integrate our Lambda handler on one of the API gateway endpoints. All right, now we should have everything that we need to create our API gateway. We'll set it equal to new Lambda REST API. All right, this will take a couple arguments. We'll put in this for the context of the stack, the logical resource name, and then our resource properties. The first thing is going to be handler. The handler we're just going to set as the Node.js function that we created earlier. What this does is set a default handler for the API gateway. In case there are no methods on it, this Lambda will handle all of the requests coming into the API gateway. But because we want to customize this a little bit more with our own methods, we're actually going to disable that, and that'll be the next resource property, which is proxy, and we're going to set it to false. Finally, we're going to set a REST API name. This is the name of the API gateway as it will display in the console. There are a few other properties you can list out here, the main one being binary and media types. This will just allow your API gateway to take things like form data or images and that sort of thing. So now we've created our REST API. We're going to do a couple more things here to hook this Lambda function up to an actual method on the API gateway. What we're going to do is we're going to create a resource and we're going to call it say hello. Now on the API gateway, we're going to need to give it an endpoint. So we're going to take API gateway dot root dot add resource. This takes in just one argument, which is a string. We're going to call it say hello. Now all we have to do is hook our function up to be the handler that will handle all requests to that endpoint. So we're going to do that by taking say hello, which references the endpoint itself, dot add method. Add method is going to take in two arguments. The first being the method. In this case, we're just going to say get. The second is a new Lambda integration. And this new Lambda integration is going to take one argument and we're going to pass in our Node.js function. Now, whenever we send a get request to the say hello endpoint, it will trigger this Lambda function to then say hello CDK. So that looks good. Let's go ahead and deploy. One thing I will mention, as I said in the last video, if you're using the Node.js Lambda construct, you will need Docker running in the background. We'll do CDK deploy -- profile with whatever profile you want to use, and we'll give that a couple minutes to deploy. All right, great. So that looks like it deployed correctly. There is one thing that you're going to want to take note of here, and that is your API endpoint that was created. So let's go look at everything deployed in the console now. So we can see our CDK deploy Node.js Lambda stack. It's called the same name as the last one because I just copy pasted everything. This does have our API gateway in it, as we can see here. We've got both the Node.js function and this Lambda REST API. We can actually go here to the API gateway console. We have our /say hello endpoint, and it has a get method on it. We can see that it has a Lambda integration, and we can actually go here to the Lambda console, and we can see our Lambda function. Open that up, and we can see the Lambda function code. So we can go test this now in the command line. All right, so we're going to send this curl. We're going to make a get request, and we're going to put our API endpoint /say hello. We'll send that request, and we can see hello CDK, which was the output of the function. So it was successful. All right, now I'm going to show you how to take it down. We can just do CDK destroy. You actually do need to use the profile flag here if you use it to deploy, because the CDK needs to assume credentials that have the authority to actually destroy the CloudFormation stack. All right, and that destroyed. We can go confirm that. Here in the console, we can see that the CloudFormation stack is no longer here. Here in the API gateway console, we can see that we no longer have any APIs. And here in the Lambda function console, we can also see that we have no Lambda functions. All right, so that wraps up the video for today. If you guys enjoyed that, please like the video, and also please let me know down in the comments if there's any videos that you want to see me make on this channel. Thanks for watching.